right, you guys, welcome in to another Bad Dad Taro reaction for the Reaction channel, whichever platform you happen to be watching this on. As you can tell by the title already, neither one of these artists am I unfamiliar with. I actually grew up with both of these artists being somewhat heroes, I guess. One of them, Michael Jackson, I definitely imitated a lot as a youngster. Eddie Van Halen, I wasn't real familiar with Van Halen at the same time. Around the time MTV started playing Jump and Panama, Hot for Teacher, some of those videos, I became more familiar with them. And just a few years after, I think, what we're getting ready to watch here, Van Halen became Van Hagar, and I really wasn't familiar with that until a little later. Now, just saying, with Michael Jackson, I had the zipper jacket, the Beat It jacket, I had the Thriller jacket, all of that when I was young. I tried to learn all of his moves. I was a break dancer when I was younger, so a lot of his music. Thriller, when that came out, that was huge. Shortly after that, Prince. I became a huge Prince fan. And I would have to say that later in my years, I was more of a Prince fan than a Michael Jackson fan. I never got into the whole little rivalry they supposedly had. And even my son became a huge Michael Jackson fan, to the point that I had to get him a Thriller jacket, and he had a sparkly glove that I made him for Halloween and things like that. So Michael has left an imprint for sure. Eddie Van Halen the same way. Now I know also with both of them, there's been a lot of controversy in, the past decade or so, maybe a little longer than that, surrounding both of them. And I'm not going to get into that, so I don't really want to get into any of the hatred that people may have for them. I just want to appreciate them for what they did for the music industry. Well, I'm not even going to say the industry, but what they did for musicians. Eddie Van Halen was like every guitarist inspiration. Michael Jackson was every singer's inspiration, young singer in that time period. With all of that being said, I have to admit, I think I was a young adult. Yeah, I think I was in my 20s before I even found out that Eddie Van Halen is the one who played the riff and the solo on Beat It. I don't think I ever knew that when I owned the Thriller album, and even when I opened up, I had the tape and the vinyl. And when you would open up vinyls back in the day, I'm sure they're still like this, but there were liner notes with all the lyrics on it and everything else. I don't know that I ever paid any attention to Eddie Van Halen being the guitar player on Beat It. Regardless, I never got the chance to see either of them live. I did get to see Prince live a handful of times, but I never got to see Michael or Eddie Van Halen live before their passings. I don't know where this took place, but this is 1984, I think is what it said. Yeah, 1984, Beat It live. So let's get into it, guys. If you guys are ready to check out some Michael Jackson and Eddie Van Halen live, maybe you've already seen this. I've never seen them live. I don't know what event this is. It's a huge stadium. I don't know if it's a Super Bowl. I don't think so, because I don't think Eddie came out and played with Michael for the Super Bowl. I don't know what this event is. Maybe just a huge concert. Both of them huge artists in that time period. So let's check it out. But first we got to open things up, in the proper way.
Well, may I ask your name?
You may. What's your name?
What's your name? Well, what is your name then?
Not bad, Dad. That is a made-up name.
Okay.
What is your real name?
That's bad. That's pretty bad.
Dad?
Yes? Do you feel bad?
Bad dad!
All right, so you can see here what I was talking about with the stadium and all of that going on. So let's just jump into this. I'm kind of excited to see what this was and how it came about. Was Eddie with Michael for the entire set? Did he play everything? I know Michael had amazing musicians that played along with him. But anyway, let's jump into it. Let's check it out. Wait a minute. Was this just a bunch of clips that were put in there? Or is this actually the live concert? We'll find out here in a second, but if that one part there, is this the Victory Tour when the Jackson 5? Because that looks like one of the brothers with Michael there. So is this the Victory Tour? Or no, that's the dancer from the video Beat It. That's what this is. All right, so this may be Michael's tour, I guess. Let's check it out. Sorry. Okay, wait a minute. That did look like a couple of the Jacksons. So maybe this is during the Victory Tour. This is not a great recording. I have to say that. It's 1984, so it was videotape. Probably wasn't preserved well. First of all, the audio's not great. Hopefully you guys can hear it okay. I can bring it up a little bit, but it's not really great audio. It's live audio. Again, you can tell it's the 80s. It's not polished. Also, listening, I mean, Michael's a great singer, and this is in his prime, obviously, and he had already been performing live from the age of 5 or something like that. But he is, I mean, he's probably doing 2 or 3 hour live shows. I don't know. Again, I don't know what this is from, but I can hear him winded, which is kind of catching me off guard a little bit. And he's not hitting the higher notes the way he so masterfully did later. Maybe with some assistance by technology and backing tracks. I don't know. I don't know how much he used of that. That's the jacket I had, though. I don't remember if mine had the studs on the shoulders. I can't remember if it had that or not, but I know I had the zippers. Anyway, this is bringing back some memories. Again, he's doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking away from what he's doing. But he's got those little winded parts and he's bending down and he's a dancer and singer, full on, fully rounded performer. So even in his dancing, this is real, this is raw, this is before all of the again, the technology made concerts perfection. People were there to see Michael, period, and probably to see Eddie as well if they knew. But they definitely weren't probably expecting their ears to hear everything as it was on their records or on the radio. It's pretty close, really close. But when he gets into that falsetto here, you can hear he's really winded, and he doesn't really hit that the way he does again, even later in his years. Is this pre-Pepsi commercial incident as well? I think it is. Yeah, because that was a Victory Tour promo, I think. Anyway, again, I'm not taking away from Michael, one of the greatest performers in my lifetime. But let's continue on here. It's live. You better do what you can. Wanna be a boy, you wanna be a man. You wanna stay alive, but do what you can. So beat it, just beat it. You have to show them that you're really not scared. Playing with your life to say no to the chair. Execution, they beat you, say you is fair. So beat it, but you wanna be fair. Beat it, beat it, beat it. I mean, look how active he is. Plus, this is a huge stadium, a huge crowd of people. I've never that crowd, obviously, but even, I mean, I've had my live mistakes playing in a band for sure, but I definitely had some times where you're so overtaken by not even necessarily the crowd's energy, but you're overwhelmed by the nerves, I guess, of performing. Now, again, he performed since he was 5 years old on live TV and everything else. This was a huge stadium, so there's a lot of people, and it's probably really hard to hear himself. You know, they didn't have in-ear monitors back then. Everything was coming through stage monitors. Everything's echoing, so he's trying to keep his timing. It does sound to me like there was a few times where he was kind of speeding up, and that could just be, again, his energy. So he's speeding through the song. It is a fast-paced song, but he was kind of speeding through it. But also he's moving around so much and doing all of his little signature dance moves and everything else while he's doing it. Again, I'm not taking away from what he's doing. He is doing his thing. There's no doubt about that. Let me zoom in here for you guys there. All right, let's hang on. Why is that? Get rid of that background music there. Okay, here we go. I couldn't do it.
You got it, Eddie! Eddie!
There you go. Michael got super excited. Eddie was coming out. You got it, Eddie, Eddie. And he jumps around. That's funny. Man, he was hyping his dude up. That's cool.
Eddie!
also, I got to say, he was doing all the choreography from the Beat It video for this song. So I can only imagine all of his songs, him doing the choreography for those songs. And then on top of that, the Jacksons as a group doing choreography for all of their songs. Like, he brought back choreography from when he was young. This dude is probably, again, high on energy and very worn out. I mean, the crowd is what's giving him the energy to keep going. I'm sure he needed oxygen and everything else after this performance. Maybe even in between songs, he may have had to go back and, hit the little oxygen tank just to refill his lungs. I mean, he's active. Look, the way he's jumping around and everything. This would have been an amazing thing to see live. Amazing. Terrible audio and video quality. Amazing performance by any means. I don't want that to go into the next video. Crazy. No, don't go into the next video. Stop. All right. Let's get rid of those. Let's go back over here and exit out of that. Man, that was crazy. Brought back a lot of memories, for one. But watching Michael in a live situation, and I'd seen some award show clips, obviously, like him performing with Britney Spears is a big popular one online. There's a few others that are pretty popular from different award shows and things like that. But the live concerts, aside from the Super Bowl performance, I don't think I've spent much time watching any of Michael's live performances. So this was pretty special for me. What do you guys think? Again, I know the audio and the video, you have to excuse that. It was the 80s, and whoever edited all of that together didn't do the greatest job, for sure, but it was pretty decent. Anyway, Michael Jackson, one of the greatest we'll ever have, definitely during my lifetime, but maybe in all of history. I don't know, guys. You guys let me know what you thought. And there may be some Michael Jackson songs that, again, like I said, I was pretty much a bigger Prince fan than an MJ fan. There may be some songs that I overlooked or am not familiar with of Michael's, some of his lesser known hits. So if you're an MJ fan, what are some songs you'd like to see some reactions to? I usually interact with you guys in the comments. I can let you know whether it's one I'm familiar with. Can I give you a real reaction, or would I just be pretending like a lot of other reaction channels are doing, pretending their first reactions to things I know they're very, very familiar with? But anyway, aside from all of that stuff, we'll see you guys on the next one.